If you run a B2B company, you likely view traditional content marketing and SEO with a healthy dose of skepticism. You should. Most of what passes for SEO copywriting today is exactly what it looks like: low-return marketing fluff. That fluff relied on a very specific foundation to survive: traditional search volume, and that foundation is rapidly collapsing. In early 2024, Gartner analysts forecasted that traditional search volume would drop by 25% by 2026. They were actually too optimistic. Recent data from Fractal and Presence AI shows the drop has already hit 31%. This chart maps search volume trends from 2024 to 2026. The bottom line tracks traditional Google search, showing a 31% decline. The top line tracks AI search platforms like ChatGPT and Perplexity. Their volume has spiked by 3,333%. Your buyers have not stopped researching solutions. They have simply moved their research to a different digital ecosystem. The issue is not a lack of traffic. Discovery has shifted entirely from search engine optimization to generative engine optimization. To understand this shift, we have to look at the mechanical difference between the two systems. AI answer engines do not crawl your pages looking for keywords. Large language models, or LLMs, process text to extract specific, verifiable claims to construct answers for complex user queries. On the left is a generic B2B web page with vague marketing copy. On the right is an AI agent scanning that text. As it scans phrases like industry-leading and premium solutions, it finds nothing to extract. It returns an insufficient data error. To survive this extraction process, your website requires a new metric: content answer fit. Traditional marketing fluff fails this test because it contains zero machine extractable facts. There are no numbers, no scope parameters, and no named entities. If your site relies on subjective marketing claims instead of hard evidence, it is entirely invisible to an AI agent. We have concrete data on this from a study conducted by researchers at Princeton, Georgia Tech, and IIT Delhi. This infographic details the study's parameters, highlighting the sample size of 10,000 queries. Researchers designed these 10,000 tests to isolate the exact variables that compel a large language model to cite one specific source over another. The data revealed a divide between two approaches to writing: claiming versus proving. LLMs are programmed to discard subjective statements. When a company writes, "We are the best in the market," the algorithm treats it as noise. Earning an AI citation is not a mystery. It is a structural process researchers have now quantified. The Princeton data provides a structural blueprint that dictates whether an LLM selects your brand or a competitor. The study identified 3 specific evidence structures that significantly increase the probability of an AI choosing your content as a source. This diagram shows a baseline example of generic B2B copy. Watch how the text is rewritten in real time to include structured data. The first structure, highlighted in yellow, is the addition of expert quotations. Embedding a direct quote from a named expert inside the text increases AI visibility by 41%. A named expert provides a verifiable entity for the LLM to anchor its output to, rather than an anonymous corporate voice. The second structure, highlighted in blue, is the addition of statistics with sources. Hard data points boost AI visibility by another 33%. Algorithms favor numbers because they ground the response in objective reality, giving the machine concrete facts to extract. Finally, highlighted in green, we have inline citations. Linking out to external proof points adds a 28 to 30% visibility lift. Those outbound links validate the text's authority to the machine, proving the claim is supported by a broader information network. Integrating these 3 structures transforms a subjective marketing claim into an objective, machine-readable fact. This framework also exposes why legacy SEO habits, specifically keyword stuffing, are now a liability. This diagram shows a paragraph of text becoming saturated with repeating keywords, while a red metric tracks the algorithmic reaction. The Princeton researchers found that traditional keyword stuffing actively reduces a page's AI visibility by 8%. The algorithm penalizes this because repetition degrades the factual density of the text. An answer engine requires concise facts, not a word count padded with the same phrase 12 times. Old SEO tactics actively penalize and hide your business in this new search landscape. We can move from theory to application. Here is how you restructure a B2B service page in 10 minutes using the Princeton data. This diagram shows a standard wireframe of a B2B service page titled Commercial Renovation Services. Step 1 is identifying and deleting the vague marketing claims on the page, such as "We save clients money." Step 2 swaps the generic H2 heading for an answer first introductory summary, providing the bottom line up front. Step 3 inserts a block quote featuring a direct quote from the company's lead engineer. Step 4 inserts a data table detailing specific minimum project sizes and typical turnaround timelines. Step 5 adds a footnote linking directly out to a verified case study. Look at the difference between the original Fluff page and the newly structured architecture. This restructuring changes the function of the page. It operates as a factual data source rather than a subjective sales brochure. By embedding structured evidence, you bypass the filter for fluff and significantly increase the probability of your content being extracted. The data confirms that generic, unstructured B2B copy is hitting a structural ceiling. The new rule of search is mechanical. Whoever provides the most structured, verifiable evidence wins the citation. As these chaotic, floating particles snap together into perfectly aligned digital blocks, the lesson for your business is absolutely clear. Structure ultimately creates visibility. There is a massive competitive advantage available to companies that adopt generative engine optimization, while their competitors continue relying on outdated tactics. As a B2B leader, you have a choice. You can allow your website to remain invisible in the new search landscape, or you can engineer your digital footprint for the machine. Stop claiming expertise to an algorithm that doesn't care. Start proving it with data it cannot ignore.